Welcome back to SAEMW2024, the Sonic Adventure era speed running marathon. My name is Stelmo98, and I am incredibly excited to be kicking off Sunday here with some Sonic Project 06 on comms. I've got myself Mr. Philip is cold and two sleepyheads that weren't able to be here in time.
Yeah. Two mystery commentators.
Mystery commentators. Who knows? Maybe we'll be seeing them a little bit later on. If you're brand new to Project 06 and have never seen it before, this is a fan-made remake in the Unity 2019 engine by lead developer P06 that basically takes the original Sonic 06 and completely from the ground up rebuilds it into the Sonic Adventure 3 it was always trying to be. So, Philip, I believe there was one thing you needed to tell me to do before we get started here.
Yeah. Delete your save.
Because we're doing 100%, this is the first showcase of it. Oh, this is the wrong save file. Hold on. I almost deleted my main save, which would have been really sad. Let's, Knuckles is pretty forgetful, so we'll use him instead. And let's, this is the wrong menu. Reset the save file here because we were doing Sonic's 100%, and if we are able to have a poll going on, I will let you guys in the chat select what spin effect we're going to be using at the end of each stage. We have the choices between the default P06 one, which kind of looks like the Sonic Heroes spin effect. We have the Adventure 1 ball, the Adventure 2 ball, and the Retail 06 ball from the original game. All right, looks like we don't have a poll, so I'll go with default, Dan. It's my favorite as well. Let's make sure the timer is working. The timer is not working. Hold up.
That's great.
Hold up. I know how to fix it. Does it work now? It does work now. All that being said, let's go ahead and get started here. We are going to be jumping into Radical Train in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. So, if you are brand new to Sonic's 100%, not even just P06, but Sonic's 100%, our objective is we have to collect every single gem in this run, which includes getting an S rank, hopefully, on the first try in every single stage of the game. We can play the stages in whatever order we want, and the gems are scattered around each of the different stages in Sonic's story. So we are going to be starting in Radical Train to grab one of the most useful gems in the run, the purple gem, and then we're going to be jumping a little bit later into Sonic's story into Tropical Jungle and Aquatic Base so we can get the blue gem. And the blue gem is basically our most useful gem for the entire run, so we kind of just optimize for menuing beyond that. As you saw right there, I just grabbed the purple gem, and I also grabbed some speed shoes. The purple gem here allows us to jump in the air multiple times. In P06, the gems are a lot more balanced. There is no moon jumping with the purple gem like there was in the original game. And they can each be leveled up 3 times by grabbing 3 of the energy cores that the enemies drop. There's a blue variant and a yellow variant, but they both do the same thing. The purple gem, all the gems can be leveled up to a maximum of 3. Ooh, that was really close. Panic! The purple gem all the gems can be leveled up to a maximum of level 3, and at level 3, the purple gem gives us 3 extra jumps in the air, which makes it incredibly useful for a platforming game. And hey, what do you know? This is a platforming game. I think I said this a little bit earlier, but regardless, this is Project 06. This is a fan-made remake of Sonic 06 by lead developer P06 and a whole bunch of other awesome people in the Sonic fan community that seeks to recreate Sonic 06 and transform it into Sonic Adventure 3 it was always trying to be. Radical Train.
He said the line.
He said the thing. Radical Train's a pretty simple S rank. We're mainly going to be getting our S ranks through time bonus and ring bonus. Every ring we collect that we keep to the end of the stage gives us 100 extra points on the score, and time bonuses vary from stage to stage. Oh, right, the auto splitter is completely off, so I have to manually split. My goodness.
Yeah, and also before you start the next stage, could you screen share on Discord?
Oh yeah, you're right. Oh my goodness. Well, I've started the next stage. Good thing there's automation at the beginning. All right.
Thank you.
We got it.
Yeah, I realized in the middle of Radical Train, I was like, oh, I'm watching the stream, not the screen share.
I'm watching the live feed. Wait, hold on. What's going on here? You want to take over Tropical Jungle?
Yeah, so in Tropical Jungle, usually you play as just Sonic, and he has the gem abilities if he has them unlocked, but in this one you play as Sonic and Princess, so you got a really basic moveset with just slide, homing attack, and a shield you can put up to walk on water. And basically here it's going to be really similar to what you usually do in any percent, except you try to get a couple extra points, because in Project 06 the S ranks are based on points, like in Sonic Adventure 2. So you need at least 50,000 points at the end of each stage to get an S rank.
Yep, that's something that's really nice, is that going into each of the stages, we don't have to remember a bunch of different numbers. It's literally just, we have to get 50,000 points somehow in each stage.
Yeah.
And like Philip said, is that for Tropical Jungle here, it's pretty similar to any percent. I just stopped and defeated a few extra enemies. Project 06, we're going to be seeing it a lot in Aquatic Base and talking about it more there, has a combo system implemented where as long as you stay in the air and keep performing actions like hitting dash panels, grabbing rings, defeating enemies, and things like that, the combo meter will continue to build and build, and it's pretty ridiculous. Aquatic Base is seemingly one of the hardest S ranks in the game, but even if you die at the final checkpoint, you can still get an S rank because the combo system is so ridiculous. So this will be S number 2, and because we were Sonic and the Princess, we didn't have a spin effect. So for the next stage, what spin effect are we using?
Good question. I vote adventure.
Oh no, he's just like the chat. How terrible. SA2. All right, we'll take the this is the wrong stage. We'll take the chat over the commentator. Do Sonic Adventure 2.
That's rude.
Yeah, I know. I'm using a quick mod, just real quickly. I'm using a mod by BeatsYT3 that allows me to change the spin effect on the fly without going to the menu, which is really nice for these marathon runs. Really appreciate it. So Aquatic Base, like I was talking about at the end of Tropical Jungle, is basically a free S rank. No matter how much I mess it up, even if I die before we get to the last checkpoint, I can always bring it back. So one of the best things to talk about in this is the combo system and how it works, which I'll leave to Philip.
Yeah, so the combo system is a little similar to SA2. You essentially, if you can hit enemies without touching the ground, it'll fill up the combo, the invisible combo meter, and the higher that is, the more points you'll get. That's basically how it works. Other characters have different ways to defeat enemies, but for Sonic, it's usually using the bounce to keep the combo going.
You have about 2 seconds after you land as Sonic to do another action. It pretty much works that way for all of the characters, but his bound attack, like Philip said, it extends that combo time like so much. You can hold combos for a ridiculously long time in this game. It's going to be rebalanced in the next release because currently P06 is in the Silver release. We have all of Sonic, Shadows, and Silver stages available to us. No bosses or cutscenes or anything like that, other than a few in-game cutscenes that I need to remember to turn on after the stage. Thankfully, we haven't missed any yet given the stage order, but what I love about Sonic's 100%, other than egotism, because I've pretty much routed this whole thing by myself with a little bit of help of Kuriru and Rev from back in the day, but also just because, especially when you played Project 06 for as long as I have, it's a really difficult category, and if we don't get any of the S ranks, that's basically run dead, because you can't just retry from checkpoint at the results screen. You have to start completely from the beginning of the stage. So, again, just using purple gem movement and the spin dash to keep us going. Chaos knew that the blue gem was going to be the best gem for us, so he put it at the very end of the final stage in the game. But thankfully, we can currently do the stages in any order that we want to. So one of the main gimmicks of Aquatic Base as well is these magnetic poles that when you hit them, they're going to defeat any enemy in a pretty large radius in one hit around them. 06 is notorious for having enemies with multiple health bars, but pretty much every single character in this game is able to melt the health bar no matter what. Even Knuckles here, despite not having to do any combat in any of his sections.
The combat-focused character. And
yeah, the combat-focused character doesn't get the combat. Wait, we're not playing as Shadow in this run.
Oh, my bad.
My bad.
I forgot.
That was last time.
Yeah, that was last time.
Finishing up Aquatic Base here, we are going to be grabbing this checkpoint. It's the second to last checkpoint. If you look in the top left, I currently have 41,000 points, and while we don't have a huge time bonus in Aquatic Base, the ring bonus is more going to make up for it as we grab the blue gem there. This one gives us a short boost that gets better and better as the levels increase. Each of the gems now properly use up the action gauge, which is the glowy meter that's like to the left of the little gem icon on the bottom right. And I'd worry about taking the hit here, but we actually have about 10,000 points over the S rank, so I don't have to worry about it all unless I fall into this pit. Didn't happen. And there we go.
Huge.
Aquatic
the end of the
Base is just
stage.
insane. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of enemies at the end of the stage, so as Stelmo said, if you die, you can just combo your way to victory.
Yeah, the last checkpoint is at the top of the final hallway, and you can just bound attack down the final hallway and defeat any enemy you see, and that'll just send you right, or get you right to 50,000 points. It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Kingdom Valley here. I forgot to enable the cutscenes, but we're actually seeing Kingdom Valley twice, so I can re-enable them afterward here. The gem, unlike Aquatic Base, where the blue gem was at the very end of the stage, the gem we're going to be finding here is at the very beginning of the stage. So we're going to use the bound attack to take this rope higher up and grab the white gem here. Fun fact is these little pillars that are right here are actually unused objects from the original game that were added back into Project 06. There's a lot of stuff around there like that. But Kingdom Valley's pretty simple. We're going to be relying, instead of on enemy bonus, we're going to be relying extremely on the score bonus. The ring bonus. Yes, instead of relying on the enemy bonus, we're going to rely on the enemy bonus. No, we're going to rely on the ring bonus for this stage, especially because it's going to have our first Mach speed section we're going to see in the run. And now we're switching over to Silver, which I'll throw over to Philip.
Yeah, Silver is pretty simple in this particular run. You're only going to see him this once, but he has a teleport dash that goes a short distance, and he can hover, and he can pick things up and throw them around. That's basically Silver's gameplay here.
Yeah, he is the character that is most tied to the action gauge. Literally every action other than his little Psycho Smash here that we just used to stun that enemy uses it up. So we have to be very careful as I perform this skip right here. Stagger my hovers, and there we go. Very easy.
Yeah, the Silver's sections are pretty scary because you gotta watch the action gauge.
Yeah, if you fumble on the action gauge, it can be bad news bears.
Yeah.
So old. Into section 3 we go here. We're going to be seeing one of the most iconic skips, not once, but twice in this run, because we get to play Kingdom Valley twice. And in order to do that, I have to switch to the purple gem at the beginning here in order to defeat these enemies and level it up. Only the currently equipped gem will level up from the energy cores that the enemies receive. Also, different enemy types drop a different amount of energy cores, while most of them drop 1. Some can drop more than 1, so you can get all the way up to like level 3 on a gem from 2 enemies. It just depends on what type you defeat. And what we're going to do is skip this automation, break this tower, and we're going to blue gem jump over to this tower, hit the blue gem, switch to the purple gem, use 2 purple gem jumps, and castle skip Pog.
Pog!
Man, I guess Discord didn't like the Pog that much.
Oh,
no. Cut you off.
Did it cut out? No.
So the white gem, we're basically not going to be seeing in the run. It only has a lot of use in Aquatic Base, and we've already played that stage, so yeah, kind of unfortunate. Now, even though I have the cutscenes off currently, we are going to be seeing this cutscene here no matter what, because it's tied to story progression, because obviously the door can't just open when Sonic defeats the enemies. But anyway, Silver's going to help us out here. I appreciate the thought, buddy. And we are going to go into the Mach Speed section. We got 115 rings now, and Mach Speed Sonic controls way, way, way better than he did in the original game. We can properly speed him up and slow him down. The light dash allows us to go into a state called Mach 3, which has speed lines around Sonic that you can see right there. When Sonic is in this state, he can actually barrel through smaller objects and enemies, though bigger stuff still hurts him, so we have to be careful in other Mach Speed sections like Crisis City. But it looks absolutely beautiful in P06, and I'm not even running the game at max settings right now. And as a little teaser, the graphics are going to look even better in the last release, which is going to contain as far as I know right now, it's going to have all of the very hard stages, the Team Attack Amigo DLC, all of the boss fights, as well as the end of the world and Solaris boss fight, of course. 316 rings, 16,000 points, and the time bonus, the little bit that we get from this stage, will send us over that S rank, easy peasy.
Hopefully. Okay, yeah.
Okay, by quite a bit, yeah. It's always the little, oh crap. At the very
at the end.
there. All right, I'm going to remind myself to turn on the cutscenes, as well as I did scam the chat of a spin effect, so let me know what spin effect you guys want to see in the next stage. Cutscenes on.
Let's get going.
And where are we going next? Wave Ocean. Yeah, it looks absolutely incredible. You can actually move after jumping. Yes, in Mach Speed sections, you can maintain your jump momentum. The retail ball. All right, I'll go ahead and take that. So, funnily enough, with Tails, the retail ball is the exact same as the default ball. So.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
No, it's kind of funny. And this is the extra stage. Each of the 3 campaigns have an extra stage in which you play as like one of the side characters from the story in a shorter section. It's not full length, so why not play as Tails in Wave Ocean? A totally unique thing for this story.
No, never done before.
Never done, never been seen before.
This is an original concept here.
Yeah. Essentially with Tails here, we're emulating a B-17 bomber because his dummy ring bomb is easily spammable. And as you can see on the right side of your screen is the flight is actually tied to the action gauge. So when we defeat enemies and collect their energy cores, we can actually extend our flight time. It's my favorite mechanic in P06. It's just so neat, an incredibly clever way to incorporate a flight meter.
Yeah, it's really fun to just fly through the stage and bomb everything, and then be able to fly some more.
Yeah, and things can get a bit confusing here because, of course, as we alluded to through our thick sarcasm, is that we actually play as Tails in this particular part of Wave Ocean more than once that we're going to be seeing in the next stage, and I'm doing commentary on it, so I remember to do it, is we can't get the S rank as quick as possible if I don't carpet bomb these enemies here at the very end of the stage.
No enemy shall know peace here.
Yeah, it's different in the full-length version of Wave Ocean, but for Tails' Wave Ocean, you have to get that. Gives us 10,000 extra points and allows us to very easily grab the S rank.
Hopefully.
Yeah. One fun fact is that in earlier versions of P06, the extra stages actually had a 52,000 point requirement to get an S rank because that's what Chaos thought it was in the original game, but that is not the case and has thus been reduced back down to 50.
Let's get going.
Moving on into Wave Ocean proper. I do Wave Ocean and Wave Ocean back to back because I can just cancel out and re-enter Sonic's campaign menu. Sends me back to the top of the list. What spin effect do we want, guys? Grabbing the green gem here really quick, right at the beginning of the stage. Again, useful, just like the white gem, in Aquatic Base, but we've already played Aquatic Base, so we're not going to be seeing it in the run.
Yeah, it's kind of unfortunate, but obviously the movement gems are going to be the most useful for the most movement-heavy stages.
And speaking of movement, you want to go over the double homing attack?
Oh yeah, so...
And Legacy?
Yeah, I guess I can do that.
Yeah.
P06 has a mechanic called the... I don't actually know what it's called, but it allows you to do another air action after you've done your secondary action. So Sonic's secondary action is the bound attack, and you can actually cancel that bound attack in the air with another homing attack, because usually after a bound attack you're able to homing attack again, so you can just skip the middleman and get a second homing attack, which is really useful.
Hey look, it's Tails!
Oh!
We've never seen brand new gameplay.
Let's go.
Fun fact with Tails is that you can actually get more flight time if you mash the A button rather than just holding it. He doesn't get as high as quickly, but overall he will gain more height and go a further distance, which allows us to literally go from the beginning of his section to the end of his section. Nice thing too is that the shield has been reincorporated into P06, unused in the original game, which is very useful for Mach Speed sections with how quickly we're zooming through here.
Yeah,
pretty
also
similar.
useful to keep the ring bonus.
Yeah, absolutely. We're actually going to be taking advantage of it once we get to Crisis City. Going to be grabbing an extra shield just to make the Mach Speed section a little bit easier because the cars that the Tornado carries can be a little unruly at times. But Wave Ocean, another simple S rank. I think, yeah, we talked about Tails' Wave Ocean as well. We just play the stage and get the S rank.
Yeah, some stages are just like that. You just play the stage and the route will just naturally, the any percent route will just naturally bring you the S rank, and you missed the loop skip.
I did miss the loop skip.
I'm disappointed in you, not gonna lie.
It's a recent change to where we are going to be not using supersonic even in the any percent of Wave Ocean, because if you're familiar with the any percent run, Mach Speed Supersonic, which is when you collect the Rainbow Gem, which is at the very end of this run, you're able to do it, but in our any percent, we allow you to have all the gems first. He's not fast enough. He's faster in the Mach Speed section, but it also takes 3.5 seconds to transform into him, and the time he saves doesn't offset that transformation time, which is pretty unfortunate, but I'm not used to doing the loop skip with a regular Sonic just yet. So anyway, moving on into Dusty Desert. This is our second and final Princess stage, and also our most major route deviation. When we get to the back half of this stage coming up really quickly here, normally we take a rainbow ring that sends us to a chain jump automation. Ooh, okay.
But this time you drown in the sand.
No! And Iblis was released, and everybody died. Well, in all of the stages to make a mistake in, this is probably the best one because it's the shortest in the story. And, all right, guess we're taking the low route now. This is not part of the route deviation, by the way. This is just me playing there. Oh, but anyway, I guess I have more time to talk about it. Also, Speed Shoes re-implemented into some of Sonic stages specifically. I would love to see it in more stages in P06 and different character stories, but only some of Sonic stages have the Speed Shoes. So normally after this Rainbow Ring, we'd hit that spring to the bottom left and take a chain jump automation to skip this tower. But that's not enough to get us the S rank. We'd only get a B rank for doing that. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to homing attack this little somewhat shortcut chain here. It's going to build up our combo and also give us a ton of rings, and then we can pop these enemies at the top. Unfortunately, I landed on the boxes, which ended my combo, but we're still going to get an S rank, no problem here, as we have over 100 rings, 12,000 points, and the time bonus is going to carry us the rest of the way.
All right, bye-bye, Princess. We're not seeing you
bye-bye,
again.
Never see you again, and let's go ahead and get that next spin effect as well. Yes, very artsy. I hope you guys are enjoying the run so far, and I hope if you can have the chance to pick up P06 yourself. We have a speedrunning Discord. This game is absolutely free to play because it's a fan game. So great speed game to get started with. It's incredibly generous. And if you want to download it, just type in Project 06 Silver Release. Make sure you are on Chaos X's YouTube channel, because if you don't download it from there, you're going to get scammed or a virus or something like that. And yeah, so White Acropolis. What kind of stage is this, Philip?
This is a stage that you struggle on. That's all I know.
It's true, a deceptively difficult S rank. Not difficult to obtain the S rank, but difficult to obtain it quickly. So my goal here is that in the top left, I want to have 26,000 points on the score before I hit the goal ring. But it's 26,000 something. So depending on, because the time bonus, how time bonuses work, I assume in every Sonic game, but in this one in particular, is every stage starts with a set number, and as time passes, it gradually decreases. So even 1 second faster, I may not get just enough points in order to get the S rank. And in fact, in practice for this marathon, I had a single ring when before I finished the stage, and I took damage, and that one ring was the difference between A and an S rank. But
yeah, it's really unforgiving, this stage.
So what we're going to do to get our points here is there's going to be a group of enemies, and if we defeat the center one, it's going to destroy all of them. And unfortunately, I messed up the movement, so that's okay. Oh, but the searchlight was still in the proper spot, which spawns these enemies. And again, with bouncing being able to extend our combo, we're going to get a huge amount of points right here. Now,
never punished.
We can basically just get the Sky Gem. Yes, thank you, Malik. I appreciate it. We can get the Sky Gem and then just go straight to the goal ring from here, as long as I don't take damage. If I take damage, we're going to have to do some shenanigans, but hopefully that doesn't happen. Also, final Tails appearance.
Goodbye, Tails.
Goodbye, Tails. I hope Team Attack Amigo does you justice.
Yeah. It's, speaking of the final release, the 100% run is going to look very different because of the addition of the silver medals, which will be a part of the run. So it's not going to look the same in like however many years.
Yeah,
it is
however long it
until this
takes
is-
to get to the last
Yeah.
release. But yeah, what Philip was talking about, if you're not familiar, 06 has these silver medals, which, if you know about the red rings in like later Sonic games, they're basically the red rings before red rings. There will be 10 of them in each major stage. So yeah, which is
Yeah, it's hopefully gonna spice up some of the more boring 100% categories, like
Sorry,
Shadow.
Shadow.
Because right now it's more like any percent with a little spice.
Yeah. That's why Sonic's is probably the best 100% run, because he just has so many upgrades. Silver has 3 upgrades he can find, but of course, because we're playing on a new save file, we don't have them for his section of Kingdom Valley. And we don't play as Shadow at all. But we see him right here.
Shadow!
Shadow, oh my god, hi!
Oh, he's gone.
Now, I've probably said this for a few stages at this point, but Crisis City is actually the easiest S rank in the entire game. As long as I don't take damage, we get it. So.
Yeah, this is
It's gonna blow up.
this is the definition of any percent build with a
Yeah.
little spice. So
Yeah.
it's pretty chill.
Additionally, too, just like Aquatic Base, because the time bonus is so high in this stage, we can actually take damage in the Mach Speed section and then still get the S rank. Because thankfully, the original 06 was like this as well. Oh, real quickly, let's get the 360! Woo! The
Huge.
original 06 was like this, where if you hit the start over function on the pause menu, you'd restart from the section. Sections, of course, is how this game is divided, where by loading screens. And obviously in P06, the loading screens are a lot faster. They vary depending on machine, but it's very rare your machine is not good enough to make them at least faster than the original game.
Yeah.
But yeah, so in the Mach Speed section, we can straight up just get enough rings to get enough ring bonus. It's kind of interesting. I definitely say that the score system is very imbalanced and a lot more heavily skewed toward the ring and enemy score than it is the actual time bonus. While it does help, at least in a speedrunning sense, I do know that it's going to be rebalanced in later releases, however many more there are. With how many times the last release may need to be patched. Right here, we grabbed our yellow gem. I don't think I explained what the sky gem did. Think of it like an ender pearl from Minecraft, except you actually take the travel. So, like, Sonic will throw the sky gem, and wherever it lands, he'll be pulled to its landing point. And that can be very useful, even though we grab it super late in this run. It can be pretty useful at other points to save yourself, because you can also throw it when Sonic is right next to a wall. You can throw it in the air and he essentially gets another jump, which is really good, and it can really save your bacon if you need it to. What I did is, you don't normally get the shield that I currently have equipped, because it doesn't really matter in the any percent, because it doesn't matter what rank you get, and if you play it well, you're normally Super Sonic in the Mach Speed section anyway. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
I shouldn't have hesitated. I probably could have made it, but whatever. Unfortunately, we lose our shield, so my entire explanation is moot, but that's what I was trying to do
Unlucky.
right there. So this will be a good showcase if I can put my money where my mouth is and show that you actually still can get the S rank, even in the Mach Speed, just the Mach Speed section here. Section 3 is like the hardest part of Sonic's run, so. The reason I like having the shield here is that it's incredibly dangerous, because while Sonic can barrel through things from the front, if something hits him from behind, that's not so much the case. And the tornado is constantly flinging out things in a somewhat reasonable pattern, but it can still be pretty random, like that truck that almost hit me and flew off to the right. All the rings I can get. Oh!
It's not quite as scary as in retail, but it is still quite scary.
And it's still
run
scary
through.
if it's the make or break of your run here. We might
Oh,
be seeing
yeah.
Crisis City twice, but that's why the estimate is what it is. We'll see here. It's a 30,000 point bonus. You get a 30,000 point bonus from the time in this stage. So, oh yeah, easily
Now
cleared.
let's go.
What did I say?
That
The
was
money is
incredible.
indeed where... You know what? I'm
Your
not going
mouth
to
is.
finish that sentence. Anyway, after Crisis City, we're going to go into our final new stage of the run, Flame Core. Flame Core, we're grabbing our last gem, the red gem, otherwise known as the meme gem. In Retail 06, it slowed down everything else to half speed. I think it was half speed or around half speed, but kept Sonic the same speed. And honestly, if that were the case here, it'd probably be one of the first gems to pick up because it would make S ranks really easy because the time bonus would be super high. But unfortunately, in P06, it doesn't do that. It slows down everything, including Sonic, which I've heard for people who play the game more casually that it can be useful for making platforming cycles and things like that. But basically, if you have any amount of proficiency in the game, it's basically useless. So you can think of the red gem as kind of we're picking it up because it's a 100% category type deal.
Yeah.
And other than that, Flame Core, this is my favorite stage in the entire game. We really quickly picked up the red gem at the very beginning of the stage, and we're basically just doing any percent. I will probably use the yellow gem near the end if I lose this particular shield. The yellow gem, to explain what it does, it emits the lightning shield. Doesn't give you a double jump, but it does draw in rings. In P06, it was updated, though, to where it slowly drains the action gauge, and when you take damage from a damage source, instead of losing rings, it uses up the action gauge. And you can increase its resiliency by increasing its level. And when the yellow gem's at level 3, it's actually incredibly useful for grabbing S ranks because it can just sustain so much damage.
Yeah,
Okay, lost the
specifically
shield
these
right
tubes that are kind of what you want the yellow gem for, because they have the fire that can easily hit you.
Yeah.
As you saw there.
Yeah, exactly. Red gem is great for slowing down the music and making a slowed OST. Yeah, I guess it is, isn't it?
Yeah, I guess it is. I guess you know a lot about that, wouldn't you?
Hey, look, it's Knuckles. Anyway.
Oh, the combat.
Yeah, the combat-focused
let's go.
character. Get ready to see some really cool combat with our favorite combat character. He's got all sorts of different punch combos. You can do 3 different finishers with him that have different uses. You can also glide into enemies if you want. He's also got the pile driver from Sonic Adventure 2 that was updated to emit a shockwave when okay.
Yeah, goodbye, combat.
Goodbye, combat. Okay, thankfully I didn't. That was actually really dangerous because if you hit the lava on its side, it actually will. I'm a bit worried about the S rank here, so I'm stuttering. Anyway, if you hit the lava on the side where it's more of a waterfall, it'll actually lose all of your rings. But if you stand on it from up top, it only just drains rings a little bit at a time. So actually got very, very lucky there. And using the yellow gem just to be safe down that final tube. That should be the S rank with 114 rings, but who knows? I mean, I'm not necessarily upset with playing Flame Core again, but for the speedrun I am. Hey, there we go.
Nice.
So what we should see now with the gold medal cutscene is it should say that the rainbow gem has appeared in Kingdom Valley. It did. Let's go. Got all the S ranks on the first
Didn't
try,
forget
too. Ignore the death in Crisis City. But now we get to see properly the Kingdom Valley. And also, let's get a final spin effect. I apologize. I think I forgot to do that for Flame Core. So I have a feeling I know which one people are going to pick, but...
Come on, Chad, you can do it.
We don't have to worry about the S rank. Oh, SA2. Okay, I'm shocked. Anyway, because we already have the S rank, we don't have to worry about the score at all. So all we have to do is worry about grabbing the rainbow gem. And here's the make or break. It's not the true make or break of a 100% run, but for me it is that in the other 2 100% categories, as is pretty evident, you can't grab the rainbow gem or you can't grab each character's S rank reward until you S rank all of their stages. Silver's S rank reward and Shadow's S rank reward are at the very end of the stages that you pick them up in, so you can't actually use them in the 100% run. They literally are just something you collect. However, the rainbow gem we actually can use because we have to do the mock speed section with him. So obviously, the biggest and flashiest thing we can do, especially since we've already seen Kingdom Valley Mock Speed in this story, is be able to use Supersonic for it. So it's a little dangerous, but I am going to attempt to do what I normally do for it here. But we might lose all of our rings. But
yeah, that would be tragic.
It would be tragic, but here's the hoping it's not the case. Basically, what we're gonna do is the rainbow gem is hiding in one of the towers here in section 3 of Kingdom Valley. And what we can do is use the blue gem, and there's some really interesting, I mean, it's not like bad collision or anything, but you can see these little lifts right here. I'll just showcase it real quick because we got time. Sonic kind of gets angled, and we can use the blue gem in order to fly up. And that's what we are going to try to do after we collect the rainbow gem. The trick is actually a little bit difficult because when you collect the gem, you automatically switch to it, which I think is a good thing, like, normally, but it's also kind of stinks in this particular case because I would love to just stay on the blue gem. But in good news, we get to see Castle Skip one more time.
Let's go.
One of the few categories with 2 Castle Skips. The other ones being, of course, All Stories 100% and Silver's 100%. And Castle Skip Pog, showcasing the Sky Gem there.
Yeah, how useful the Sky Gem can be.
Yeah, one of the hardest parts about 100% is that the gem menuing changes as you collect new gems, so it's kind of hard to remember which one is where and when. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and do a bounce right here. The rainbow gem is sitting right here, and a bunch of enemies are gonna try to shoot at us. And we made it out safely. Nice. So
Heist has been completed.
Yep, we now have 100%. All we gotta do is complete the Mach Speed section, and we're gonna be donezo. So, in order to transform into Supersonic, we have a Rainbow Gem equipped here, and I'm going to transform right here. Normally, there's a cutscene that happens, but if Sonic is too close to an object, like facing an object, like that box right there, the cutscene doesn't happen. So, we're able to transform. We now have Supersonic. Supersonic gains additional abilities when you level the gem up. At level 2, he gains additional speed and jump height, and at level 3, he unlocks the Arrow of Light, which, using the entire action gauge, you can do a big burst forward, but unfortunately, you can't use those in the Mach Speed section, so it doesn't really matter. You just have to be Supersonic. Interesting thing about being Supersonic in Mach Speed sections, though, is you only have the one shot, because if you die or restart, you have to just play as regular Sonic, and you can't use the gems in Mach Speed, so it's kind of like a one-and-done reward. High risk, high reward, even.
Yeah, and he also has the cool little boost aura from his Sonic Adventure final boss.
Yeah, that's true. Chaos actually made this in the current release using the Generations boost, but yeah, it's a bolt of lightning. I think that's what Tikal says when you hit the goal.
Oh, yeah.
But that is time.
GG.
Sonics, 100%. I really hope you guys enjoyed. Be sure to check this game out. Again, just type in Sonic P06 Silver Release Chaos X into YouTube, and it'll be pretty obvious which one is his video. Try it yourself. It's super fun, and we haven't even showcased the other 2/3 of the game. If we have some extra time, I could showcase some bonus stuff, but if not, I really appreciate you guys having me, and was very excited to kick off the stream today. Philip, do you have any last words? Or not last words, but
Are you gonna kill me?
last words!
No, I don't. Play P06. That is my last words.
Fair enough. Shoutouts to Philip for being up, and our other 2 commentators for sleeping through the entire run.
Yes.
We do have time to show off the extra stuff. Okay, great. So first thing we're gonna go ahead and show off is the test stage. So there's a test stage in P06 that has some Dragon Ball music because Chaos likes Dragon Ball. And it has some secrets for us that we can check out. Sonic probably has the lamest of the secrets, but who knows? Maybe just because it's the year of Shadow, I'll show off one of Shadow's secrets as well. So if we go into the second section of the test stage, we can find one of the warp mirrors from the original game. You can see it right at the top of this pillar. And, oh, you can't Sky Gem after a bound attack. I think I knew that.
The more you know.
Yeah,
I didn't.
Other than that, though, that's a new revelation for me. If we enter this warp mirror here, we get one of the, I think this is the TGS 2006 character select menu, which is really cool. And if we select Sonic, we get to play his TGS version of Kingdom Valley. It's basically just the normal Section 1. There's a few, like, level asset differences, like there are some dash panels in different spots and stuff, and as you can see, one of the things we didn't mention is that in some stages, mainly Kingdom Valley and Aquatic Base, Chaos added some wind that allows you to save yourself if you accidentally don't make your jump or whatever, and there's normally one underneath that rope, but that didn't happen here. And there you can see some different dash panels, but For Sonic himself, it's basically just his Section 1 once again.
Yeah.
Silver and Shadow have more exciting ones, but this is Sonic's 100%, so we're not going to be seeing them. Also, fun fact, for whatever reason, the ring bonus only gives you 10 points for every ring instead of 100 points for every ring. So it's like insanely tough to get the S rank in that stage. But thankfully, it's not part of 100% or anything. Second,
I gotta reset the run. You didn't get it.
Hello,
hello, Omega.
Not what I wanted to do. Sonic moves much faster. But yeah, with the test stage, you can test out all of the different characters. They're all available to play as and kind of just as a little playground. It's really cool. So next thing we're going to do is showcase a little bit with Knuckles, kind of giving him some justice since he didn't get it in the run. New to the Silver patch, I think. I don't know if this was in the original Silver release, but we can do a little treasure hunting section with Knuckles here. The radar works like Sonic Adventure 1's radar, so you can scan for all the keys at once. And who knows, maybe we'll actually see some combat here with the guy. Is it down here?
Maybe.
It's
Possibly.
not down here. When it comes to climbing with both Rouge and Knuckles in this game, the fastest way to do it is to just constantly jump against the wall, because you get like normal jump height, normal jump velocity when you jump off a wall, which is faster than just climbing.
Yeah.
Here's some of his combat moves here. Where are these keys, man? I can't find them.
I have no idea, actually. I've only seen this stage like 3 times. So every time you're back in it, it's a new experience.
It's a new experience. The keys have, I think each of them have 3 different locations. There we are. Got the first one.
Yeah, the key hunting gimmick is primarily for Rouge's sections, but here Knuckles gets to do some hunting as well.
This? I don't know if I've ever seen this key location. Where the hell is it? Oh.
Oh, there it is.
I have never gotten that key before. That's cool. I mean, I've only played this like maybe 5 times, but... Alright, I'm gonna assume, because this last one hasn't pings, that it's gonna be this very top one here.
Yeah.
Probably. But who knows? And all the characters, if you didn't know, have a grinding animation.
Yeah, even if they didn't have grind rails in their section.
Yep. Also, every character is able to rail switch, but you can only really see that if you use like a character switch. It's not. Oh, it is up here. Okay. So,
How'd you act? Oh, there it is.
yeah, there's a switch right here. And jump up here. Riveting gameplay.
Let's go.
We hit that. Knuckles' glide actually increases its speed a little bit. And just falling is faster than pile driving, which is kind of fun. And it just sends us back to Section 2. Yay!
Yippee.
And look, here are Shadow and Silver, just to say hello. All right, to cap things off, I'll go ahead. It's the year of Shadow, so we'll go ahead and show off the last thing.
Let's go.
If you guys like the soundtrack to Shadow 05, you're gonna like this secret here. There are a good amount of Easter eggs hidden in P06, and I'm sure there's gonna be even more in the last release.
Yeah, even in the main stages themselves, there's a lot of secrets. So
Specifically Shadow's Kingdom Valley for some reason.
yeah, it's the most secret-heavy stage.
I guess I can show off the white gem here. This is the homing smash. It does extra damage, and it does more damage as you level it up. What else haven't I shown? Green gem.
Red gem.
Tornado kick. Does more damage and has a larger radius as you level it up. And then finally, of course, the red gem.
Let's go.
Wow. As you level up the red gem, it just uses less of the action gauge to perform. It's nothing too crazy. Then hitting these 4 switches and coming into here. All right, sounds good, Deku. Thank you. We get to play as Shadow with this motorcycle in the Sonic and the Secret Rings test stage, or one of the Sonic and the Secret Rings test stages anyway. And given how it looks, it's not too surprising how that game kind of turned out as it was developed. But we'll go ahead and finish out here. I really hope you guys enjoyed Project 06. Be sure to download it. I'm Stelmo98. You can find me on Twitch with the exact same name that it is here. I got 2 YouTube channels, Stelmo98 itself, of course, and then I also have the Stelmo Show, which is my second channel. I like to call it the stream, but on YouTube. It has all long-form and short-form highlights of that, where my main channel is more edited content and highlight videos and stuff like that. But with all that, thank you so much to the Sonic Adventure era speedrunning community for having me on, and I really hope you enjoyed Sonic's 100%. See you soon!
God.
And of course, Philip, you got anything?